but how many people did they have there last night?
It was a decent crowd. I mean,
Mhm.
it wasn't full.
Was
I
it
think,
full?
there was a lot of empty seats. There's a lot of seats available online. We got some
Right.
decent
You
seats
said you.
online on the weekend, but students turned out. Jalen was there with Jimmy King. They
Oh,
came out.
yeah, I heard that Jalen was going to be
Yeah, Jalen was there with Jimmy King, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
interesting. Student section, pretty. He's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty full. We were sitting just to the one side of it. Yeah, in that corner, just
Yeah.
behind the Appalachian State bench there in that corner.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been up there in a while.
It's that's the first basketball game I've seen there since they redid it. It's I mean, we've been in the stadium, right? I mean, for those football clinics and then
Yeah.
graduation stuff like that. But that's the first basketball game I've seen. That was a pretty good environment.
Yeah, that whole redo they did with the tunnel moving it down there and the team going out the other end. And
Yeah.
I've walked with that and I've seen the practice facilities.
Yeah.
They're back in there and everything. Looks really nice.
Seems like it get pretty loud. Sam said it get when he went there games when he was going to grad school there, it got nice and loud in there. It's pretty.
Yeah, a lot of great updates to the Chrysler Center.
Yeah, sure.
Ann Arbor. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, obviously, season moves along, and you start this opening night basketball last night. But
a lot of games.
Here we are in Michigan sports talk again this week, and the basketball season started last night, and those two games there in Madison Square Garden are the highlight of the kickoff as they're promoting it for the college basketball season. With Duke and Kansas and Michigan State against Kentucky. And I got back in time to watch majority of that Spartan Kentucky game.
Yeah, I watched most of the second half.
Yeah.
I got home. It was about halftime, and then watched a little bit. I think I watched it till they got. I think Sparty kind of cut it down maybe for the first 5-6 minutes, and then they got it back up to 10, and I think that's when I bailed.
They're making a run back at it. Looked like they're making a run back at it, and they can make that big comeback again that second half because they were down 10 and a half, right? I think.
Yeah, it was 10 and a half.
Kind
of got into it, and they got up 10 again, and that's when I bailed. But I think they made another little run, didn't they?
Kentucky got up 13 at one point. I thought maybe second half, but cut it. They cut it down to like 3. I think.
Did they?
I figured it was like last year. State kind of lived on those second half runs, come back and pull out victories, and kind of looked that way to start second half, and then they just kind of. There's sometimes that could be their detriment right now as it's shooting if it's not on. You saw that at Ann Arbor, Michigan went full in the second half. Michigan goes second half, and Appalachian State comes back and makes a game of it.
Well, Michigan, they don't have a lot of great shooters, right? I mean, they got some guys that Brooks shot pretty well, but Julius didn't shoot the ball well. They missed Wagner, obviously. I think he'll give him the outside, but Simpson got in foul trouble. First half, I don't think he played maybe 8 or 9 minutes in the first half. Sat the rest of the first half, and that's when they really extended the lead.
Right.
With him out, Brooks was running the point a little bit, and looked too bad.
He's played well. I mean, obviously Simpson had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he came out, because he sat so much of the first half. I don't know if he came out second half, pressed a little bit, trying to do a little bit too much sometimes. I think he does that. He doesn't, he's not a big offensive threat. He doesn't shoot the ball well. You don't like to see him throwing up his 3-pointers, but when he drives the hole and dishes, he does pretty well. But even then he was getting in. They were really packing in the paint because Appalachian State was definitely outsized by Teskey. Nobody could guard him. They had anybody his size, and then for a while he had Teskey and Castleton at the same time. And Liver's good big body in there too, so they were really packing it into the paint. So kind of force it into the post and turning it over and just making bad entry passes and just stuff like that. But that bad stretch.
They talked about the inside force of Teskey in the article I read a little bit about in the first half, where he was the dominant force inside. Just very rare to. That's the biggest difference they said compared to beeline,
Right.
more presence at
You,
that.
you could definitely see that. I think that's Howard, what he wants to run. He wants to get that ball inside and, utilize Teskey. You could definitely see the difference in the offense, where that was definitely a point of emphasis trying to get the ball in there. But, again, when they adjusted to it in the second half during that run and packed it in, that's when you got to knock down shots, and they weren't. So it's
One and done, and they're coming back the other way and giving up easy baskets.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll kill anybody, But obviously pulled that thing out, and
Yeah.
obviously, took one on the chin. But I think they, learn a little bit about themselves a little bit in New York there.
Yeah, for sure.
Opener. That they always have a tough opener. They play that 14, classic. At halftime they announced the BCS first BCS stand for the college season, and surprise, surprise, a few little surprises in that thing with the Buckeyes coming out number one, LSU number two,
Mm-hmm.
number three, and Penn State number four.
That to me was the biggest surprise is Penn State number 4. I don't know.
The four of them got to play each other here in the next week or two.
I mean, I guess doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot right now, right? The only one that matters is the last one. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good theater, and then people can, it sets up these games coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson and look, sitting at it now, you got Clemson and Georgia just sitting on the outside with waiting. Those two of those 4 teams are going to be out, and those two at 5 and 6 will probably be in there.
Yeah, it's funny because you looked at. I think it was scrolling across the bottom on the ticker last night as I was watching the Michigan State game, and it's showing the probability of making the playoff. Ohio State was like 85, Alabama was like 72, Penn State was like 52, and then LSU was down there too, and then Clemson was like 78. So it's weird.
It's kind of odd that they would go in that era like that where they just
sometimes, you sometimes see that they kind of jockey and move those teams around to kind of maybe try to get the best, I don't know, better matchup. It seems like those last couple of weeks, with all those conference championships, they kind of jockey teams in and out to almost seems like the.
I think Clemson's in probably the best situation, really. They're the ones that are sitting there, really done a real big game going the rest of the way. And I don't think they have a loss, right? Have they lost?
No, I don't see them losing right now.
And then Georgia's going to have to face off against either LSU or Alabama or whatever down the road here. And Penn State and Ohio State are going to play. So
yeah.
So we'll see how that shakes out. I think there'll be some movement on that here in the near future. No question about it. They're gonna have to play that. It kind of sets up the playoff. As people want the the playoff, NCAA playoff, and all that kind of stuff. And this is what it is right now. This is the playoff game. So there's a playoff game this week in Tallahassee or Tuscaloosa, Alabama. There, Alabama and LSU is playoff game number 1. And Pac-12, there's going to be a playoff game out there. There's going to be playoff games.
Yeah, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah, November is playoff month. Pretty much. Everybody gets ready in September and October, and November. You're in your way to that final ranking. And people say, "Oh, we need a playoff. We need a playoff." Well, here it comes. Just stick around your TV sets. It's the same thing. But yeah. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting, and then you get the college basketball kicking off, and the NBA's playing. The Red Wings and the hockey are playing. Just a good time right now. That's the time of year when all the sports are rolling.
I didn't realize the Red Wings were on such a slide. They're like 1-10-1 in their last. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, I don't watch a lot of hockey. I enjoy watching the Red Wings, but I haven't gotten into watching any of the games. I guess they started out all right. They went 3-1, and now they're like 1-11-1 in their last.
They've gone into a big slump here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Eiserman's trying to break it up a little bit and made some trades and moved some people up and down. Which has got to happen. Obviously in that situation, and you got to you got to pick those guys up and realize that they're not there for good. A lot of grumbling about is it the coach, is it the players? It's just not a talent. There's not enough talent there. And
That's usually kind of a
it's
thing
usually
that
starts with the
kind of hurts
and coach gets chopped. But I think he's had a few years to try. And I think it comes down now. He's on a short leash. I think
I would think so, yeah.
I would, unless he can get something turned around before Christmas. I think Eiserman's gonna, potentially after Christmas break, you could see some changes. It's hard to change in the middle of the season, but
Yeah.
you know, he's running out. But he just signed a deal this before Eiserman got in town. So I mean, you're in that bind, But,
Mhm.
maybe they're running a tough stretch of teams. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it that closely, but I watch them and they seem to make the same mistakes and turn the puck over in their own end and poor shot selection and leave themselves shorthanded. Next thing you know, they take a bad penalty. All those things are playing in a factor. And then Howard's not. Howard has his good games and his bad games. And he's got to get more consistent. More consistent. I mean, they're rotating goalies in and out, giving them a rest here and there. That kind of stuff. To me, I always, hockey starts in, after Christmas. You get into it, start really watching it, and then, you start bearing it down. But I mean, it's obviously the Red Wings are the Red Wings. Hockey town is hockey town. And the Little Caesars, they're trying to put people in the seats down there and get some more attention.
How they been drawing? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's been great crowds. I don't think they've had great crowd. I think there's plenty of tickets out there.
yeah.
Bad, no question about it. But you'd hope they get something turned around here, and Larkin and Bertuzzi, and there's a lot of good guys out there on that team, and they've had an injury bug. They've had some injuries that have cost them, and so they've had a chance to bring up some guys from Grand Rapids and make some trades. We'll see what Eiserman can do. I mean, that's he's got time. I don't think it's any rush to hurry this thing through, but yeah, I think when it's all said and done, I think Eiserman will turn this thing around.
Yeah.
I mean, better.
Anybody can.
You look at the Pistons. Pistons are kind of, they're the same boat. It's like which team do you go watch down there? It's New Year.
Not neither.
Yeah, it's like, you just gotta. Hopefully, they got a lot of season left. They all both play until June, or May, or April, May, June. That kind of stuff. So it's a long season, and ups and downs and those kind of things. And there'll be a chance for them right now. But
I just saw something came across. I didn't realize that Indiana quarterback's out for the season. Did you see that?
The lefty.
Mm-hmm.
The Ramses, they're going with Ramsey the rest of the way.
Yeah, I didn't realize. He must got hurt last week, right? Who they
He went out and they brought Ramsey in. They didn't know how long they're waiting for word on him. So
yeah, I just saw something came across that he's out for the season.
Oh wow!
Which actually is probably a blessing for Michigan, right? Going down.
He's playing really good ball, and their coach is looking for some support. And the fans to come out. And I think the fans are kind of in a let's wait and see kind of mode, because they are running into their toughest stretch of the season. And you got Indiana and both Minnesota. Both those two teams having really strong seasons right now, good years. Minnesota's got a big one this week against Penn State.
Yeah.
Going up there to play, that'll be a tough one. And Penn State's got to turn around and finish out the year. They got Ohio State, I think, and then so they got some games they got to play still here. Penn State will see what they're made of, and Minnesota obviously the same way. And Minnesota wins that game. I think the only one they got left to play is Wisconsin after that. Wisconsin and then play at the end of the year.
They play Iowa. Yeah.
Might have Iowa too, because that's on that side of that's the.
Yeah. So they still got. I mean, they got
Penn State, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So that's not an easy run. For Fleck, PJ Fleck up there. But it's exciting. Minnesota's a lot of excitement up there in Minnesota for college football, which is good. It's a new team. Last year you had Northwestern was in there, so we'll see what comes out of that side. But Michigan took care of business. A workmanlike victory there, and Maryland. They got off to a quick start with a
Yeah, show it up right here.
turn and got that game going right out of the gate. That thing was a huge, huge kickoff here.
Right here, right?
Yeah, I turned it on and I'm like, oh God, it's already 7-0. And I couldn't see on my phone. And I was like looking, trying to how we get 7. And finally I saw it. It said kickoff return. It happens very rarely. Michigan doesn't do this very often since Desmond and Steve Preston and all those years when they had the kick returners that could take to the house.
Although this Jackson kid's got some speed, right?
Oh, he ran away from everybody there, didn't he? Just took off and get some good blocks and springs. Springs him free here. He there's 1, there's 2, and that's the thing about the returners. You just got to get it and go. And there's so many guys that dance and he right there. He's gone.
He's been pretty good this year, though. Overall, I don't know what his average return is.
Yeah. Oh, Jackson. Yeah. Every time he's got to bring it back.
Nice job.
He's always kind of sir.
Then the defense. The defense started out strong again. Kind of limited them a little bit.
Yeah.
They ball back in plus territory and.
Yeah, exactly. Down in Maryland's end and.
Put it in the end zone again. So I think it was
receivers there. There's a little direct snap right to.
Yep, a wildcat.
Wildcat there, and Charbonnet takes it in for a touchdown. There. Out to a quick start. We talked about that earlier in the year. We got to get out to those quick starts and impose our will, and we did that. And we got a big turnover here coming up. I think we got an interception here.
Yeah, right. Good pressure, right? And
get a deflection.
Yeah.
Tell us.
They got it right as he thrown it through it.
Yeah, so that was a big because I was listening on the radio and I'm like, oh my gosh, here they go. We're letting Maryland was kind of moving down. They just kind of I think when are we going to make the play? And we made a big play. That's a big thing right there. There's pressure by the transfer from Central.
Yeah, by Dana there. Yeah.
And then we get a break here. We get a fumble here.
I think they actually drive again here down, and they miss a field goal. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think they miss a field goal. This is a.
Here's 2nd and 7, and
I think they sack. Yeah, they get a negative play here.
It's out real good, and tell us, and then good string out there, and then 3rd and 10 we.
Sack. Yeah, and I think they missed this field goal.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't show it. But
this
was a big play because they'd kind of gone 3 and outs. Back they weren't. Things were kind of stacked a little bit. Here, this is what still late in the second quarter, right? And they had been kind of 14 quick points, and then needed a little jump start again, kind of.
You're falling into a rut there, yeah. It's like
this play kind of ignited.
We could have kicked it back to them, and they could have came and gave them some momentum.
Yeah,
we did this right here, and we took the ball down and
hit the wrong one. Yeah, this is nice play.
Great. Oh yeah, look at that. Nico Collins there with a big grand. That's
nice. Good 50-50 ball. He went up and back.
Won the battle. Charbonnet here takes this one to the house.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how much there is after that. I mean, obviously,
20 there, we pretty much get a couple more.
Pretty much controlled it from this point on,
But, oh yeah.
Again, defense played pretty stellar once again.
Oh yeah, defense was definitely.
It was so. Yeah.
Yeah. Close almost to my prediction. I was sitting there thinking, I might have my prediction here, 49-7. I thought, come on, then we put some substance.
Oh, look. Somebody had 35-7.
Oh. Sam. Yeah. Really?
I did.
First one of the season.
Yeah, 35-7, man. And I probably can't see it, but
there it is. First one of the season, baby.
Yeah.
I got one.
Finally got one.
Prognostication. I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, come on, we got a few more. I might be able to hit this thing.
That won't happen again.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough the rest of the way here. We get the.
That won't happen. I get easy pick this week. I don't think they'll win or lose.
Michigan. Yeah, I think they got this one. To show up early, they'll win this one. In the bye week, the second bye week of the season. It's like, what the heck?
It'll be interesting to see how Michigan State comes out of their bye, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, no question about it. They got
been pretty quiet up there lately now with basketball season started, so a little quiet on the football.
I saw a few posts saying finally basketball season or something. It's like, oh man, they're really getting a little.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet.
It's tough. You lose that middle linebacker, and they got a tough one. Who they got? Illinois.
Yeah,
So
coming in. Yeah, so that one.
Illinois on a roll. They got confidence going. And,
They've been playing well. I don't know what the line. I was just gonna look up to see what the line was on that game, but
see what it says.
so we got wow, 14 and a half. Interesting. Huh. I was surprised by that. Michigan State 14 and a half point favorite. I might take that. I might take that. 14 and a half.
Over Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois has been playing really well.
Yeah, I might if I was
home, and this is going on the road to East Lansing, right?
Yeah, still. So, Lovey's got him.
Got him believing a little bit.
Yeah,
It's always hard to. Yeah.
That'll be an interesting game, right? That's the later game. I probably won't be watching that when I have the Bama game on.
That's a 3:30.
3:30 starts.
You got Minnesota, Penn State at noon, and then you got Alabama.
Ohio State, Maryland early. They got 43 and a half over
3.5 right now.
43 and a half.
Interesting, I think right now that thing. Ohio State's not going to pull the.
Think they're going to cover that 43 and a half?
Not going to pull the foot off the gas, I don't think, because you got to win impressively and you got to win big. I think that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
I get the style points in.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And they've looked tough. I mean, Ohio State, very deserving of that number one seed. Number one. Heck,
wasn't you that was saying it was kind of strength of schedule?
Strength of schedule. And Penn State got in, and they said,
"How's Ohio State strength of schedule?"
Yeah, I mean, you beat a Spartan team that's 4-4. You beat a Wisconsin team that's lost two games.
Was Cincinnati.
Illinois, so it's like, how do you justify that? But
their non-conference win was Cincinnati, who struggled a little bit last week with East Carolina, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, they know we do, but I mean, obviously that's just one of those kind of things where you just scratch your head and say, I guess it is what it is. But I figured LSU would be up there at least number one. Alabama, Ohio State and Penn State coming in after that, but. It's hard to be that predictor, I guess. But yeah, at State, this the rookie and they just running game, and you don't know what the linemen. The defense is so touted, and that's maybe what they're betting on this 14-point spread is that the defense is going to stymie Illinois, and Illinois not going to be able to do anything. And
still seems like a lot. I think.
And you're in a 14-point. They're saying the final is going to be 14-0.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like
State's offense has been such. In turmoil, but
and you're missing Bocce. They've obviously been really solid against the run. I think they've been a little susceptible to the pass.
Right.
Now with Bocce out, I mean that's got to hurt their run game a little bit.
Right.
A little bit, I would think.
Oh yeah. I think it's all day is a major issue is that offense. I think they're still in that blitz where they haven't been able to get that offense going.
Yeah.
Unless they found some secrets here, and it's the time of year that they're going to win right now. I think they beat Illinois and they'll win. They don't play their schedule at the end of the season here.
I mean, I think they'll. I'm going to give them a 21-17.
You think State 21, Illinois 17?
21-17. I don't think it's a 14-point game. I don't think it's a 2-touchdown game.
No, I'd be surprised. I think Illinois is playing pretty well, or the Illini, and I think still the offense is struggling. I think Lovey's going to put some defense together. You saw how Illinois played against Michigan in that second half. They, figured things out. So I think they got some hope right now. If you look at the two teams, tell me which one has the most confidence. What I mean?
Yeah, who's on the upswing? Who's kind of maybe?
Yeah. Who's on the up? Who's on the down? And I think your Illini are on the going up the hill, and I think and Michigan State's going on the downside. But they've had a couple buys here. They've had 2 buys in one game, and sometimes that's good and bad. But they can correct some errors or figure out what's going on. But I would say I think like you, I think it's going to be like a low scoring game. I think you're going to look at maybe a 17 to 10 game.
Yeah,
Maybe, somebody will State will score late to make it 17.
I
But I
guess.
think 17 to 10, I think the defense will probably shut down Illini. And as much as we're saying that Illini is on the up and State's on the down, this is the kind of game that State will show up. I mean, they beat Northwestern 31-3 earlier in the year, which Northwestern obviously is kind of gone down and really struggling right now, and they can't get their game going. You know, so but it'll be interesting, and it's not supposed to be very nice weather. I think it's supposed to be kind of cold and snowy up there at East Lansing.
Yeah.
So
good day to sit on the couch.
let's watch. I mean, the Penn State Minnesota game is going to be a good one to watch. Right into Alabama and LSU, obviously the game of the season, game of the week, and then not sure the late game. I forget the late game right now. I'm not sure it's going late, but
We'll be watching now.
huh?
And we got the Lions.
Yeah, and then we got the Lions. My prognostication was pretty close. I went out west, and they played well.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I watched a lot of it. I got some good highlights on the red zone. Watched a lot of it. I thought, oh, we got a chance. I'm thinking, but then we just couldn't get the stop. Couldn't get the stops we needed.
Yeah, they struggled a little bit getting the stops for sure.
They look good in spurts. I mean, they got going, and beautiful weather out there in Oakland, and Galladay and Jones, and they ran the ball pretty well. And
Yeah.
it's a high-scoring game. I mean, they just you get some turnovers. Oh, there you go, right away. You get a mistake that gives the Raiders some hope.
A little bit of momentum.
The running game. This kid here out of Alabama.
Yeah, Josh Jackson. He was a little bit underrated coming out of college, I think, right?
Jacobs. Is this Jacobs? What's this kid?
Josh
Jacobs. Yeah. Didn't he come out of Alabama, right? Yeah. He's had a great rookie season. And we just couldn't get the stops we needed. Again, I think did some passes here, slants, and Gruden's out there. He's doing a heck of a job with the Raiders, and they got a chance to. They're looking at their schedule. They're saying they have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The last few games here, they got to beat. They play some of the AFC teams in division games, but I had picked the Lions to live, and they held up that end of the bargain for me. See, the Raiders get to 4-4 with this victory, and they're still in the outside shot at a victory, getting into the playoffs. The highlight there is the new rookie tight end for the Lions there, T.J. Hawkinson. It's a great catch. It's a great catch here by Jones, fighting that guy off. We still got all those reviews. They got to review replay this and replay that. It just breaks up such standing around at these games and waiting for a decision to come. Just kills the momentums of these games.
Yeah. Kills the flow.
As much as you want to be right, I mean, they played how many years with judgment calls? It's like you have to do every play, and have issues, and now you can appeal the pass interferences.
Right.
A lot of things. I think that what is too much, and this is a great recovery here. He scoops this thing up and saves himself a huge loss and throws it out of bounds. Said they had a new center in there, and he's throwing that ball on the ground back to him a couple times. Either first, he saw him after. He's like chewing the center out, like, "What the hell are you doing? Get the damn ball back to me."
Jones had a big day, right?
Yeah, catching the ball. Oh yeah, he was strong all game long. He ran the ball without Johnson. He ran the ball, but I mean, like you say, someone said you score so many points.
Yeah, you got to win, right?
400 yards. If Stafford has a career day of 400 yards again and throwing the ball how many times, and he still can't pull out that W.
Yeah, because you can't give up, and especially in the NFL these days, right? You can't give up many yards on the ground. I don't know what it was. It was 150.
Yeah, they ran the ball pretty good on us.
Can't give up that many yards on the ground.
Yeah. Well, Patricia, he comes in as a highly touted defensive guy there in New England, and we had some good things. But here they're 31st ranked defense in the NFL. Lions are right now. So you look at where we got to improve. I think that's probably be a good point of attention for this week here. Just get that
100%.
back in line and do something. You got to put some attention into that defense. I mean, we're worried about offense and stuff, but we got to put some stops. We got to get off the field, on third down. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just give up these long drives. That's a great interception here by 20.
Yeah. That was a waste of possession right there, right? I mean, that was.
Oh my gosh! Here it is, 14-10. We got a chance to make it 21-10 in the second quarter, going into halftime, and this guy makes a miraculous left-handed interception there. Then they come right back down, and I think they scored. Make it 17-14. I think at half.
We talk about not getting off the field. Yeah, the Raiders were 7 for 13.
Third and 12. Here's 3rd and 12 right now. 3rd and 12, and there's a completion right there to give up 15-yard pass play.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been off the field right there. We get the ball back with 2:40 to go. You got another shot at either field goal or touchdown. Right. And now they're down inside our 20, 2nd and 6, and a nice pass play there. The Renfro, the rookie out of Clemson. That's a great job jumping in the end zone. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's just one of those kind of deals where they just some of those things with the Lions, we just gotta get better.
There was so much talk about that last play.
Oh yeah, bring it down there. We'll watch the end of that last play there. Oh yeah, the decision on why we go with the person, our personnel at that time and who we're going.
Seems like that was off the top. was this? No, I'm not. I'm a little bit of a ad here.
Oh yeah, a little ad going.
But I don't know. To me, I mean, again, I say it all the time. One play doesn't.
No.
Win or lose a game.
8 seconds to go in the game. I mean, it's a good play action. I mean, a lot of teams run this play. Exactly. That gets penetration. We keep that guy from getting penetration into Stafford's face. Maybe these guys. But you're looking at, you got all these guys that are on the sideline. You went with a double tight end, more, 3 tight ends out there, and you don't have Galladay. You don't have, a lot of our guys. Jones. I mean, where are they? Those are kind of situations where, this one here, you just almost.
Oh, get in the end zone here, man.
Just so close right there, But
I think it was a good matchup, right? Isn't this this is a big tight end, right? It's like 6'6".
Oh, the defensive player for the Raiders made a tremendous play on this.
So you kind of like the matchup, I don't know.
Yeah, I think if they slow it down, we get a replay on this. I mean, that guy makes a great play. He makes a great play on this, jumping in the air and look at they're elevated and look at how they land and got his hand in there and
I don't know if they show it, but the end zone shot was really.
Really. Yeah. Look at. I mean, and obviously the left arm's on him, maybe there, but we didn't get the call. So it's like.
But it seemed like, one of those things. Seemed like after the game, though, everybody was focused on that one play.
Oh right, yeah, that was came down to that one play. Yeah.
I guess it does, but.
We pointed out right there. We pointed out right there. We get off the field on third down. We get off the field and cause them not to. We took for 400 yards and make some plays earlier in the game that opens that game up, and it doesn't boil down to that.
Exactly.
Don't boil down. Put it in the. It should have been over with probably in that situation. We should have already had that game.
Yeah, you should. Shouldn't put yourself in those situations where that one play should cost you, right? And that's
right. We've always said that. Don't leave it up to the officials' call to make you can break your game. Don't leave it up to one play. Take care of it beforehand. Don't bring it down to 8 seconds to go and 4th and goal. And you're down by you need a touchdown. Some of those kind of things. But the Lions are heading off to they got a home game.
Yeah, home game. Bears coming in, right?
Bears coming in. Chicago Bears, who have been struggling.
Struggling a little bit too, right? So
their offense is worse than. I don't think they have an offense. They got defenses.
Yeah.
They had 9 yards of offense last week in the first half. I think the Bears did, right? Did you hear that? 9 yards of offense.
They've been all over Trubisky, man.
They're about ready to go to Chase Daniels.
Yeah.
Put Trubisky on the bench, which, Trubisky's young. He's young, and, a lot of these guys get a chance to sit behind a veteran for a while, and they're maybe not ready. And, Trubisky, obviously, came on, and a lot of pressure on that kid.
Yeah.
Draft choice. They could have taken, two guys behind him that they took in the draft are doing better than he is, and so who knows what they're in Chicago? They're probably all over him. It's like, oh, Chicago Bears quarterback, and that coach came in there, Nagy, I think, or whatever the coach's name in Chicago, highly touted offensive guy out of Canadian. And I think last year they did really well offensively last year, his first year coaching. But this year, I think everybody's either figured him out or they just lost a lot of talent. But yeah, it's disappointing. It's a disappointing season for the Bears right now. I think they had a lot of higher expectations, and they're living off that defense.
Yeah, Trubisky, he's not, what's he got here? 5 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. No, 5 and 3. Yeah, so
he's struggling. You feel for the kid because obviously, like I said, he's got a lot on his plate. But I think the Lions, this could be one of their victories. This means that they could pull off, but it's just the Bears have got. It's a tough division. Bears, the Vikings, the Packers. I really think 2 of these teams in this division are going to come in the playoffs. Whether it's the Bears, the Vikings, or the Packers,
Well, last week was a lost opportunity, right? Because everybody else lost. Right?
every one of them lost. Everybody lost last year. They lose the West Coast too, right? Wasn't it? It was
could have made up a little bit of ground, but
Chargers beat the Packers. Vikings lost to the Chiefs, right? And the Bears lost their game. So everybody lost, and the Lions could have really taken advantage there.
Yeah.
But I think the Bears are probably going to pull this thing out at home again. I think the Lions to mess this game up. I think the Lions are probably in a situation where it's going to be close. I think the defense is going to make a stop on the Lions. I don't think it's going to be. I bet you're probably talking like a 17-14 game.
We got the Bears.
I got the Bears.
The Bears 17-14.
Bears beating the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears beating the Lions here on it.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But I just don't know. I don't know if the Lions. They play well at home, obviously, but it's a tough call.
I'm gonna say they get number 4 this week because
Lions are gonna get number
5, right? So I don't know.
I got them at 5, but I got them. I mean, heck, even Denver looked good last week.
I know.
I had them beat Denver out in Denver, and they have them beating Tampa Bay, and both Denver and Tampa Bay last week almost won games. I mean, it's like,
what's the Bears' running game look like?
No, not much in the running.
Yeah.
So that's right.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with the Lions. I'll go 17-16. How about that?
Late field goal? Late field goal, maybe.
Field goal. 17-16 Bears. They get stopped. They have to kick a bunch of field goals.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. They drive it. Lions will do the turnover, and we'll give them the ball in the short field, and then they'll get some field goal. Prater, you're saying Prater's going to come in there and kick a field goal to win it?
58-yarder.
What?
Like a 50-yarder to win it. Man. Loves that indoor.
Oh, yeah.
Environment.
Big leg indoor.
Super
I got 17-14. You got 17-16.
Super toe.
Okay. It's all right. You can do that.
Remember that little super toe thing you used to?
Oh yeah, you pound the. There you. Yeah, you pull the foot back.
What was his name? Was it Super Toe?
Was it Super Toe? Oh yeah. I used to play that on the carpet all the time. Set that thing up.
I remember back in the day, Bob Ufer used to call Mike Lantry. Remember old kicker, Michigan kicker, Mike Lantry?
Super Toe?
Called him Super Toe, yeah. So that game must have been from that era.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Probably
early 70s.
Yeah, 70s.
Mid 70s, early to mid 70s.
Then they got Ali Haji Sheik.
Ali Haji Sheik.
Right? He kicked field goals for them.
I met Ali Haji Sheik.
Did you meet Ali Haji Sheik?
I told you that story before.
Yeah, I think you did too. Yeah.
He was selling Porsches in Birmingham.
Nice. Been a gig.
It was a long time ago. I don't know if he's still does. That was a long time ago.
Nice. Porsches in Birmingham. It's not a bad spot to sell Porsches.
He had his Michigan helmet on his desk.
You got Mike Gillette. You got all those guys that kicked for the the Wolverines back in the day.
Was a good athlete. Remember, they used to run a lot of. He punted too, right?
Yeah, I think he punted too. Yeah.
A lot of fake punts. That was the biggest. That's one of my best, most vivid memories of Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Remember they were playing USC, and I think it was Bo's last game, and he ended up coaching. And it was Gillette lined up for a punt. I think Michigan they were up at the time, I believe. They were up.
Against Washington?
No, against USC.
I see.
And it was around the 50-yard line. It was like fourth and 6, whatever. And he lined up for punt, and then Gillette ran it and faked it. And he got the first down, and then like what seemed like minutes after the play was over, a flag comes flying in from the opposite side of the field. And they called a hold. just way out of
ballistic.
Way out of the ozone, and Bo went ballistic. Yeah, that's my most vivid memory of my Rose Bowl experiences. And then I end up do punt, and then I think USC gets the ball and goes down and scores a game go ahead touchdown, and never recovered from it.
Who was the quarterback for USC at that day? Rodney. Was it Rodney Peete? Or was it
I know I saw Rodney in the Rose Bowl. I can't
remember. Rodney Peete or Pat Hayden?
Because I went back to back. I went to the 89 and the 90 Rose Bowl.
Oh, nice.
Both against USC. No, they beat both against USC. I don't remember that. Boy, I'm getting too old, Pat.
Oh, yeah. We lose those kind of things, baby. We lose those kind of things. Yeah. Sorry to report your season came to an end last Friday night. Got you.
Tough matchup going up against Beecher.
High school football playoffs set into place here, and a few upsets. Obviously, one was yours, and some other upsets out there. We had a forfeit. In the Catholic League with some hate reports, and De La Salle had to forfeit their playoff game. A lot of issues there last week.
Mm-hmm.
Threats and all that kind of stuff at the schools they shut down. And I find out that they reported some hazing from the football team, and now there's a major investigation into that. So that's a shame. But
that is.
It ended, like that. Have to have it. That kind of stuff just can't happen. You can't have that kind of stuff happen. But there are a lot of kids. A lot of high school seasons ended last weekend, and some period on. We got some more exciting high school football again this week. I think Gibraltar, did they end up going down?
Carlson ended up Riverview beat them pretty handily.
Beat them down there, yeah. I was going to see your old coach there.
SMCC got a win. They got a tough one this week. They got Michigan Collegiate.
So. Oh, Monroe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for them.
Friday night. It's a home game, so it'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind going to that one, but I don't know if I'll make the drive down.
How'd they end up getting MCC in their division?
District.
Yeah. I mean, it is the way it is, I guess. But
the district, yeah, it's kind of like where they stuck us, right? With
oh yeah,
you get and Fowler. That Beecher Fowler game would be an interesting one. I think the guys are talking about maybe trying to go to watch that one, see what happens.
See what they do against them.
Yeah.
I mean, as you move along, they could be back there again in your division next year.
Exactly.
See,
yeah.
You can look at what they do against each other.
That's crazy.
Obviously, you said they were really big.
Yeah, had some size, had some speed. Obviously, they had a couple, big back, big 220-pound running back, and another.
Don't see that every week.
What looked like his twin, kind of running, lead. They run that double lead play on us, and
right.
Tough for us. Even though we had kids in the right spots, they were kind of.
Yeah, you guys have played pretty much error-free ball all season. You guys played a great run, and not like you guys didn't play anybody either. You guys had a good schedule,
Yeah.
The round ball's out, and you start basketball.
Yeah. Got a couple weeks off.
You got everybody coming back. Next year. That's a good thing. So that's exciting for you guys. But CC didn't make the playoffs, so that was disheartening for the Shamrocks down there. But I was following North Farmington a little bit because John Harrington had gone over there to coach.
Yeah.
He'd gone undefeated. The old Harrison coach, and North Farmington was undefeated, but they lost their first round game. Playoffs, I saw that. Cass Tech is continuing on, another perennial power here in Michigan, and they're moving on to another round at Division One. Thanksgiving weekend there, Friday and Saturday down at.
Always fun to get down there and watch some of those games.
Fun to go down there. I think we'll be down there again maybe Friday. We'll go down Friday. We can watch Friday's game because Saturday there's kind of a game in Ann Arbor that we might want to.
We might be out there.
You might be out there. We might be able to go down and watch Friday's games. It's always fun to sit there and watch 4 games, high school, and see them win. So maybe we'll do that. That'd be kind of fun to go down there.
Always is.
Sit and enjoy our Thanksgiving, and then go down and watch high school state finals. It's always a fun time. Some very talented teams. It's always a fun venue down there to watch. Sit there. If you like football, it's a good day to watch 4 straight games inside, comfort, not to worry about losing, sitting out in the cold. We noticed that last weekend or at Easter. So
yeah, for sure.
But we'll talk more here on the Michigan Sports Talk. Tune into us here and watch us online. Follow us, comment, anything more. We'll be here every week. We're talking about Michigan football, Michigan State football, Ohio State football, every football, Lions football. We talk about, and now we got the bobblehead, and we're going to be moving right into college basketball, and we'll continue to discuss the Pistons and the Red Wings. But tune in here for all your Michigan sports information and analogy here. We talk about it. We break it down. We even get you some video, a little bit of video. But it's fun. Any final thoughts, Sam, before we sign off tonight?
Looking forward to this. This is when the fun starts, right? For both college and high school, right? These are when the big games are, and it's what
this is
down to these last few weeks. A lot of fun. So.
November, and everybody, you can sit and debate. You can debate and analyze it all you want. But now it's time to you do it on the field, or you lose. You lose out.
Yep.
Debate, but it's all going to be by December 5th. We'll all know what's going on within a month. So exciting! An exciting run here. Nice, exciting run with all of them, and we'll get right into the bowl season and all that kind of stuff. So it's exciting stuff.
Yep.
All right, Sam.
All right, Pat.
Thanks, buddy. We'll be in touch.
All right, bud.
Stock. Check us out.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Guys.
2 and 2. Be back. Love